Hey guys, in the next few minutes I'll be talking about how I achieve this message grouping UI UX. Okay, why should you even consider using this kind of look for your messaging app? Okay, the first reason is that it just gives your messaging interface this organized look. It makes it look really organized. And the second thing is it gives you a context as to when a particular conversation is going on. Okay, say look at this is 2 hours ago. This conversation took place 2 hours ago and it was grouped. Okay, this took place 1 hour ago, right? And it was grouped within that time, and this took place an hour ago. It was grouped within that time frame, and this took place 17 minutes ago and it was grouped within that time frame, right? So you want this kind of organization within your bubble messaging. Okay, and I'll just be taking you through my workflow, how I set it up. So let's get into it. First thing I'll be taking you guys through is just my simple database. Here I have the user database and the messaging database. Forget this for another tutorial. So on my user, I just have avatar and the name, and on messaging, I have the body of the text. I have a boolean here, just yes or no that says show. Then I have UNIX, okay, which is a number, right? So on the front end, I just have my messaging interface. Guys, this tutorial is not about messaging at all. Okay, it's just the grouping I'll be talking about. Right? If you want to make a detailed tutorial about how to build a messaging functionality in Bob, you can put this in the comment section and I'll do that. Okay, moving on. On my front end, I have some custom states, and I have one which is last message and the last message UNIX. Okay, last message is type message and the UNIX is number. Okay, also on my plugin section, I'm using okay, I think I'm using relative time for the time to format the time in a more friendly way. Then I have this reverse repeating group to reverse my repeating group. Okay, so I'm grouping my messaging using two conditions. And the first one is who sent a message last. Okay, so if the last messenger is this person and this guy here is sending a message next, a new grouping should start, right? And the second condition is the difference between the new message and the previous message. I'm talking about the difference in time, and that could be dynamic. You could set that. Okay, in this particular tutorial, I'm using 3 minutes. Okay, so if 3 minutes has passed and a new message is sent, a new grouping would start. Okay, so those are the two conditions I'm using. Right, so let me just take you through my workflow. Okay, so what's happening now when a message is sent? Okay, that is when this is clicked, when this send message button is clicked. Some actions are happening, and I'll be taking you through that. Now, the first one is I'm setting a state. I'm setting a state, and the state I'm setting is the first message in my repeating group. Okay, now I'm referring to the first message, okay, which should actually be the last message. But then remember I said at the initial stage of this tutorial that the repeating group has been reversed, right? So instead of referring to the last message, I'll be referring to the first message, okay? But then actually it is, the last message. But then whenever you use that plugin, it will be the opposite, okay? So that being said, I'm referring to that repeating group, okay, my messaging repeating group, list of message, the first item's Unix. Okay, so what is Unix? Unix is the time that has passed since a particular time. I think 1970, something like that. You can check out Unix time. Okay, so what that does is the time is returned in seconds. That is the amount of time that has passed since that particular date in seconds. So I'm not getting the data as a time type now. I'm getting it as a number, so I could use it for mathematical functions, right? So I'm setting the state of my Unix time, and the next one is I'm still referring to that repeating group here, the list of messages, first item. Now I'm setting the message itself now, okay? Here I'm setting the time, the Unix time. Here I'm setting the message record itself, okay? So moving on, next thing is I'm creating the message, right? And I'm just filling these fields, the value of the message, okay, that is the body now, which is this here, anything that is typed here, okay? I'm passing in the body, and I'm also passing in the time and date of that message, okay? The time and date that message is created. But like I said before, I'm not using the normal time and date structure. I'm using Unix. And how do you do that? Just say current time and date, and then you use this extract, okay, the extract operator, and you'd see Unix, right? Now the standard measurement for Unix is seconds, but Bubble is giving us in a smaller value, which is milliseconds. So we are still going to be converting it to seconds, but let's just move on. I'm just going to close that there. Okay, and the next step is I'm making changes to this particular message here. So I'm making changes to the result of step 3, and the field passing in is this show. Now I said show is just a boolean, which is yes or no. Okay, so I'm using this field here to show this group here, right? So I'm giving the user the impression that, okay, if this group that contains the avatar and the name is shown, that is the beginning of a new group. But when it's not shown, that is a continuation of a particular chat, okay, or a thread. So moving on. So if show evaluates to a yes, it will be shown in the front end. Okay. If it's no, it will be hidden on the front end, and I have that condition here, okay, that says if parent group messages show is yes, make it visible. Okay, they are not visible on page load, okay, and they are collapsed when they are hidden. Okay, so back to that workflow now, guys. This workflow is like the most important one, and you want to focus on this. You want to pay attention of this. So what's happening here? I'm making changes to the message that is created here, and then this expression is saying the result of step 3, okay, which is this, the result of step 3's Unix time, okay, so the result of step 3 Unix minus the last message in our repeating group, Okay, like I've said, I'm referring to it as the first because it has been reversed. Okay, so and this custom state here is holding that data of the last message in a repeating group. Okay, so that's why I'm referring to it here. Okay, guys, I said before that the UNIX value will be in milliseconds originally, but we want to have it in seconds. So to convert milliseconds to seconds, we divide by 1000. Now we are now saying if it is greater than 180, like I said at the beginning of the tutorial, I'm using 3 minutes as my own time value. So if 3 minutes has passed, create a new group. Okay, so 3 minutes is equal to 180 seconds. Okay, so if it is greater than 180, or this message here, which is the last message, okay, I'm still referring to this CS last message. Okay, if the creator is not current user, so that is if the last message that was created is not created by the person sending this message now, okay, create a new grouping. Okay, so that means a new thread, like a new group has started. Okay, so that's the explanation here. It seems like a mouthful, but really simple. You just have to like go through this expression and then you'd get a hold of it. And the last one is just resetting relevant input. That's how to create a message grouping, okay, based on those two conditions. Right? If you have any questions concerning this tutorial, you can put it in the comments below. I'll make sure I'll try my best to reply it. And if you want me to create a tutorial on messaging function itself, also request it in the comments below. And guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that I can bring you wonderful tutorials like this. See you in the next one, guys.